everyone, how you doing? I am always late to my own streams in terms of everyone's here before me. I'm actually on time, you guys are just super early. Okay, hi Benita, hi Natalie and Melody, Rebel, Shannon, Robin, Mona, Debbie, Eskies, Daria, there's quite a few. Hello my loves. And it's Melody's son's birthday, so a big happy birthday to David. Although it might be midnight over where you are now, so it's just finished. But happy birthday, David. I have, don't laugh, this is for the hair. Now there's 12 pencils, but I've added a 13th just in case. There's so many. Although it's because we're doing ombre hair, and do you remember I've actually pinned it at the top, and that's a step-by-step with the, you know, how to do it with me step-by-step. So it's got everything in that one, and I'm kind of following that in a way. I might tweak a few things, but I'm kind of using that as my guide. But just in case, I've added an extra one, which is brownish orange, which I've not listed because I don't know if I'm going to use it. However, we're going to use the other ones. So, hiya Emma. Yeah, you know, just in case, Shannon, just in case. Okay, just a quick before I start colouring, because I'm going to go straight into it. There is a new pack by Mystic Art Mirrors, the Valentine's pack of 3. So you get this one, you get this one, and you get this one, which is my personal favourite because look at the freckles. The freckles are hearts. I think it's so cute. I absolutely love that. So that's in the description listed. And also what came in, because we're on the Anastasia Elly Koldereva wagon, the new Colouring Heaven is the Mermaid Special, which is all, if you've seen this, do you want me to do a quick flip through? It is all Anastasia. Now, this is a mix of her different mermaid themes over her entire books. Hiya Wilson. Morning. Hi you guys coming on in. Fussel. Do you want me to call you Fee? Hiya Emma. Hi everyone coming on in. Remember, if there's anything for me, big capitals. Hiya Marilyn. Okay, so I'll give you a quick flip. Now, you know, those of you that haven't had the chance to get these books, this is a really good opportunity for you, because it is a mixture of literally all her mermaids over her entire catalogue. Hiya Patrice. And some of the grayscale's been taken out, just like a heads up on that one. So some of them, like this one, I've not seen this in anything, so maybe this is in an old mermaid's book, or maybe it's up and coming. Hiya Connie. I'm not sure, but like this is in Mysteria, I believe, or is it Nocturnes? Can't remember. It's in one of the first 2. Then you have like the ones in her mermaid's book. Hi Ashley. There's just lots, but a lot of them are more line art, and a lot of the grayscale's been taken out. So I can give you like an example by getting her book, and you'll see that the mermaids are slightly different in this one, meaning it's kind of like simplified to just line art, and grayscale's taken out. Hiya Gaza. It is gorgeous. Hiya Michelle. But yeah, and also another thing to bear in mind, her books are formatted square. So you'll find that you've got like a space at the top and space at the bottom, because it is a square book. And it's also been like shrunk down just a touch. But you'll notice this one from the cover. But see what I mean with the square format? You can't really stretch that. It would look so weird. But this is also a really good opportunity, as I said, if you haven't been able to afford, because, you know, we've all had a hard year. And some people really wanted the books, but they said, you know, the shipping's out of my price. Can't do it. This is a good opportunity because you get a mixture of everything. And it's single-sided as well. Good morning, Sherry. Hiya, Pamela. Hi, Katrina. So, lots of beautiful images. You will recognise quite a few of them. You can purchase this. I'll put this in the link in the description after the stream. But again, look, square format. This is from Colouring Heaven. It's on their website now, actually. It comes out tomorrow officially. But if you're a subscription, person, what are we? We're a subscriber. We do the subscription issues every month. They come a little bit quicker. I've got to confess, this is one that I messed up totally when I first ever got Copics and I didn't know what I was doing with them, and I made her orange and she actually got torn out of the book, the only one. But like this one, so we're doing Serenity at the moment, and this one is this book's cover. See? And it is the same size, however it's formatted square, so it's kind of been, you know, put down just ever so slightly, and any grayscale that you've got is just slightly toned down. But they're beautiful. Hello, Shell. Hi, Suze. But yeah, so it's a lovely opportunity for you guys. I was so happy because although I've got the books, I've got a play copy now. And also, what's another bonus is that it's another type of paper. So, you know, we always moan. I always moan. But no, it's really nice to have. Yeah, it's the... Officially comes out on the 20th, I think. So it comes out tomorrow. So yeah, this is like this next issue. And then, oops, this way. Hey, you unicorn. Yeah, it is a great opportunity, Bridget. And hiya. I love this one. And a good thing as well with the Colouring Heaven, I genuinely love their books, but I do put them on my own paper. Ooh, and then you got that one, which is in the Mermaids, you know the Mermaids, is it Mermaid Legends? Yes, it's stunning. So if you love portraits, this would be perfect for you. Like this one's grayscale's been taken out of, so it's a line art now. And you'll see what I mean by another one in a moment as well. So we've done this one on the channel, if you remember. Do you want me to grab it? Bear with me, we've done this one. I just grabbed them all because it's easier. So we did this one not long ago, if you remember, and we did it out of Mermaid Legends. And I can do a bit of a comparison as well to see the sizing, but it is such a great opportunity for those of you who haven't been able to get her books. Okay, so we did this one, and it's been slightly scaled down. So you see what I mean? I'm going to come up. So you can see the difference in size. So if I put that next to it, obviously the scaling down has had to happen because this is a big book. This is like a big square book. But if you do get this and you fancy any of the combinations, they are on the live streams, and we did them not that long ago. So we have done these, and we did the entire thing on live stream. So yeah, you can see the difference. Like the scaling down has had to happen because you're going in a A4, we call it A4, you've got it as letter size in the US, from a big square book. So, but what an opportunity. Oh, Mona, that you get her books all in one, more or less, with just mermaids, just the mermaids though. So yeah, it's a great opportunity. And then like this one's in there, and again this has been scaled down quite a large amount. And this one, the grayscale's been taken off. So just to like show you, because people will say, oh, mine looks slightly different. They have to look slightly different. Can you see what I mean about grayscaling? So in the originals, you'll have quite a bit of grayscale, like this bit. And you see all the grayscaling in that. So it just gives you a little bit of a a little bit of a help. And then this one is just the line art. So the grayscale's been taken out of that one. Now, if you're not into any of that slight grayscale, this is going to be perfect because you know, you've just got the line art to contend with rather than the grayscale too. But yeah, so you can see the difference. There's not a huge difference. Grayscaled, non-grayscaled, £5 something or $6 or whatever it costs for the whole entire collection. However much for shipping it's going to cost you. You know, you can't really compare it. I think it's great. Hey Tracy. So this one again, this one will look slightly different to you guys. Vicky did an amazing version of this picture if you've not seen it. This is this one. Line art, this is in the book. Just showing you. So if it looks slightly different, it's only because it's formatted differently because it's got to fit on an A4 size. But that is that one. And as I said, if you want to follow along with anyone on that, go over to Colouring with Vicky. She did the most amazing skin tone on that. I was blown. Hi, Joanna. So this, I think you get 40 images, which I think is amazing. And if you're not a subscription, you haven't got a subscription to Colouring Heaven, you can just buy single issues. And this is available now. So you can go on over to Anthem Publishing and you can find it. This is the front of Mysteria, the front picture. This is in the Mermaid's Legends, and this is nice and big like the original. Hello, Sarah. This again is in Mermaid Legends. And then the last one you're gonna recognize, guys, if you've been with me a while, because it was also used as a postcard and I was so happy. This one's from Mysteria, and we did this on the channel so long ago now, but I'm so proud of it. And that was our lovely mermaid page that we did. Now again, slightly smaller, but if you want to follow along and you want to sort of, not like I'm, you know, amazing or anything, but if you wanted to follow along with my version, it is on the channel. You might not like it, you might not like my version, but if you do and you wanted a helping hand, it's on the channel. I'm not assuming that you'd want to follow, by the way, I'm just saying. Hi, Gary, how you doing? How's little tiny Terra, Iris? Oh gosh, but yes, so we've got that one in there as well. Hi everyone, anyone that's come in and I've missed, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Okay, so we're going to get on to one what we're doing today. The pinned post in the chat is to do with the hair. But yes, that is the issue, the current issue, what you can get, and it's called Mermaid Special. Hey Chica! And you get 40 mermaid designs by Anastasia completely. Okay, let's get on with our colouring of today. Oh, thank you, Bridget. I mean, it's there, you know, if anyone did want to. I'm just assuming. Okay. So this one today we're going to be doing the hair. We all decided, sorry, I'm just trying to pack these all away. Ah, oh, bless her, yeah. Well, they've got a mind of their own, little chihuahuas, haven't they? So we're going to be doing the ombre hair, and I'm going to start off at the top. I'm hoping that's not going to flash out too much. Okay, so we're going to start at the top and work our way down. We're using Pablos. The list of colours, what you need is all in the description. Yes, okay. I knew what you meant. Hi, Kirsty. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I finished off all the succulents and those little flowers. I finished it off this morning. And so that was all done. So we're all ready to go. All the colours that we used in the last stream, and obviously I continued that through, is in the description as well. So it's all there for you, as is what I've got, barring one if we do use it. We might not need it. So I'm going to go through the colours with you now. Don't laugh, there are 12. So it's the same as in our pinned post. We've got umber. This is Pablo's, by the way. So we're really using a mixed bag of pencils on this, like I said. Golden ochre. So it's umber, golden ochre, cinnamon. I'll tell you the order. Cream, ochre. This is not the order, but I'll tell you that in a moment, so you can jot it down. Well, you'll jot it down as we go along. Light ochre. Black is always just to add the like deepest strands in if we got a shadow. Brown ochre. Chestnut. Bistra or Bista. Brown. And burnt sienna. So that's what we're using. We might have the wild card, which is going to be brownish orange, but I'm not quite sure yet. So I'll let you know on that one. We might add a little bit of that because it's actually a really beautiful tone. Let me show you. Now, question, do you want the cards in the screen like we did on the other stream? Yep, you should know me by now. So the brownish orange is this really, really lovely brown. It's got like an ochre tone to it. So that's why I'm thinking I might. Now, do you want the colour cards in the screen, or are you okay with me just saying them? Because I'm good to do either. So that's what we're going to be using. Now the order, which you're all wondering, will be brown ochre. This is going from the top. Chestnut, umber, bistra. Whoops, did you hear that? My books are deciding to fall down. That's okay. I'm going to put them on the floor so they don't fall. Okay, let's put them down there so they don't have a whoopsie again. You want the cards? Okay. So we're going to go brown ochre into chestnut, into umber. Then we go back to brown ochre just because it helps. We go to bistra, back to chestnut, which is number 2, and then we put some black. Then we're going to go further down, which is when we're going to start to graduate. Brown ochre, we put some ochre further down to the caramel parts, burnt sienna, umber to add depth, light ochre at the bottom, brown, golden ochre, cinnamon and cream at the bottom. So we're going to go all the way down. Okay, let's grab my cards, Wilson, because they're right beside me, honey. Hold on. Right, I've got to find which ones, because I've got a whole drawer of them. So we need Pablos. Pablos, where are you? Okay, where are you hiding from? Ah, found him, that wasn't too hard. Okay, so this should be in order. So we're going to use the colour cards. Okay, Wilson, that is exactly why they're there. I'm glad you said, because that's why I'm here. I'm here for you guys. It's fine. Okay, so look right straight away. So we need burnt sienna. I'm going to tick them off as I go along. So if you need any, are they going to be in order from what I last used them? Oh, look, how funny. This shows you how long ago I used them. How bad is that? Pablos need some love. Oh, we could use sepia if we forget about that, and hazel. We'll have a look. Okay, I think that's them all, and then we just need to get the wild card out, which is, I think the wild card would be, I have got to do these, hold on, the wild card is brownish orange, isn't it? That's the just in case one that we might not need, but we might need. But I don't think we will. I think we're going to stick with what we've got. However, we might need it. So I'm going to just... I need to do these cards. I've not done them all yet because I don't use my Pablos that much. They're the ones I use. What's your least used? Ah, Sarah, you're going to love it. Who else has bought themselves something? Did you see the new Valentine pack? Okay, so that's 043. There you go. So we might have our wild card. Right, we ready? We're going to do it. So I always start, I think I started off with brown ochre because it gives us a base, and you know what I'm like about bases. Got to put the base down. Now if you're new to hair, there is no method. I just like to do my own way, and I've just found what works for me, and I really like doing hair. It's one of my favourite things to do. Hey, you Megs. I'm okay, my love. How are you doing? You got the Valentine pack, Joanna. Nice. Okay, so first off, I'm doing her skin last. Can you believe that? When do I ever do her skin last? Okay, so we're using the Pablos. Anyone that wants to know, we're using Pablos by Karen Dash. They're like a poly, I'd say. So the Pablos, and we're using... Hi, you Mandy. Yeah, he's a nutcase. He's been so clingy. Okay, so I'm going to start off here, and we're going to go dark to light. So we're going to go in here first, and don't forget I'm doing just a base. Now, temperamental paper is always going to be against me. So lightly does it, nice and light. And the reason I chose to do the skin last, which is very unlike me, is because I'm trying to work out what colours I want to use and what set I want to use, because I've done really a mixed bag, haven't I? Oh, you don't know? Well, I might, hint, I might do something with one of them towards Valentine's Day. I might use it on our Tuesdays, just because I want to do some watercolour on them, and I want to do red and pinks and really like just let loose with them. So I'm going to have a little go in my free time, and I really just want to have a little play with some watercolours on them. But I'm really looking forward. I'm seeing all your versions of the Paradise birds, which are just stunning, by the way. Let me just put the battery charger in. Hold on. There you go. Kirsty, it's more smoothness. Like, they're a little bit... If you're layering a lot, which is something I do, it depends on what type of colourist you are. I'll say it that way. If you're someone that doesn't like to layer a million like me, then no. It's more... I'd say it's more because of the amount of layers I want to put down, and the paper doesn't want to do that for me. That's all. Nothing else. Other than that, no. It's just genuinely my amount that I put down. I think if you're going to do the watercolour route, then not so much. I mean, Debbie doesn't seem to have too much of a problem, does she? But I'd say they're worth it. And there's something to have in your collection, because I always have this thing that, what if they go out of print and I didn't get it? She's got a new one coming out as well, by the way, in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I think it's hi, your boots. I think it's more what type of colourist you are. I like to go over with layers so much that I need a thicker paper, that's all. I think it's the smoothness. I think if you don't want to just layer the amount I do, then you'll be absolutely fine. So don't go on, like, this is another thing, don't go too much on what I say. I can only give you my recommendation based on the way that I colour. And also that's the same with you know, pencils. Pencils are very subjective in the way of what you like and what you don't like. There are some people that really don't like something that I love, and vice versa. It really is a matter of preference with anything that we use. I can only give you my opinion. Hi, you guys, coming on in. Anyone I missed? Big hugs. We're doing hair today. So I'm just going to do my base first before I go into any caramel. I don't know whether to do the whole hair. If I am, it's going to take hours. So I might, no, I have to. I haven't got a choice. I have to do it that way. Okay, so I've got to bring down to where I'm going to start to change it. So I'm thinking like darkest to be here. I'm going to start to change into mid-tones at this flower. So up until that point, it's going to be quite dark. So we're going to go right up to sort of here. Here's going to be our stopping point of dark. It will go to mid. So let me just like, do you know what? Very lightly just going to go over the entire thing, because you're going to come back to this tone anyway if you're going to do this type of hair, if you're following me. If you're not, then don't listen to my babble. But if you are, then yeah, it's a case of just having to put the whole thing down I'm literally, look, I'm right at the end of my pencil, which means my pressure is so light, and it's just covering the white space, because obviously in dark hair you're not going to have the white space. It's more the lighter tones that you're going to have that. So just over the entire area, very carefully, just going over with this colour. Yeah, streams can be quite overwhelming for stuff like that, and I say this all the time. Don't, like, I'm here to show stuff. If I bought something, I show it. Oh, by the way, sorry, sidetrack, I couldn't do my haul. I was so sore on Saturday. I'm so sorry that I couldn't sit at the table any longer, so I kind of packed it all away and laid down. But I will do that, I promise you. It was just soreness, nothing else. But yeah, just a very quick note, because I've had quite a few people say, and they don't mean it in a bad way, they just said that they find streams a little bit too much, in terms of they feel like they need to keep up with buying. And I said no. If a stream is just showing something, I'm never saying you should buy that. I'm saying that it's there, I'm showing you what's available, and it's something that if you want to, you can go then find. Never feel, and I hope no one ever feels that I'm showing you to feel the pressure. Not at all. I just show you because it might be something you're interested in, or you've been looking at but you didn't want to get anything until you've seen it, but you know, that kind of thing. Okay, so next up we're going to go for chestnut, which is quite a step up in colour, and we're going to start to do the strands now, and we're going to work on them. But yeah, bless her, there's quite a few people that have reached out and said, you know, I feel like I have to keep up and I've stepped away from streams because of that. And I'm like, oh gosh, no, please don't feel that way. But you know, it happens. I'm going to have to turn the page. I'm going to try and turn them towards you, and I'm going to go with my strands. And the good thing is with this picture in particular, there is, I'm going to bring that over here for you. Is that nice and bright in your screens? We're going to start on the strands. Now this is quite a lengthy process, but it's quite therapeutic. That's why if I do one section and bring it down, it might be a lot easier for you, but I really enjoy doing hair. If you're here for the ride, I'm here. Oh, I did some questions, by the way, on Instagram, and they were fun to see everyone's results. We've got such a mixed bag of people. That's what I love, to see like preferences on oil and wax pencils, so we can do them in the stream as well, which would be funny to see, because some of the answers were hilarious that people gave. Like, they wrote as well as the poll. Yeah, I know, some of us have been in the hobby for quite a long time, and other people have done crafts for quite a long time, so they've actually collected before colouring. It's just, you know, I do understand that. I think last year it was more because it was so tough financially for people, you know, especially with job losses, etc. And I think probably the streams highlighted something that they would have been able to prior to COVID and the pandemic, and I totally understand that, and they had to step back, and I understood that completely. Because they can be, you know, we show stuff and it can highlight that you can't get it, but it's never my intention for that. Okay, if you hear any snoring, Andrew's been up since 5 AM and he's just put his head back and he's literally fallen asleep on the sofa, bless him. My turn's going now on the bed. Okay, so I'm going to go in here with the chestnut, and I'm going to bring in a deeper colour, and it's going to go dark to light. Hold on guys, I'm just going to mute you and I'm going to tell him to go in the bedroom. He's snoring his head off. I'm like, get out of here, 1 minute. Okay, sorry about that. I just told him to go to bed for a little bit. Alright. So, coming in here. And the darker bits, this is going to be quite lengthy. So, I'll do like a section and work my way down for you guys. Like, I'll do this. What I'll do, so it doesn't turn into the entire stream, I'll do the plait, because it's going to be the same on top. And then we're going to come down on one side, so you just carry that on rather than the entire hair, because otherwise I might be here for like 3 or 4 hours. There's a lot of hair. What are you all talking about? What are you all talking about in chat? You want about enablers and Connie? We have a few of those. Oh, and by the way, guys, I've made, it's just a guide. So this isn't like, I own that time, because no one owns time. Anyone can stream over anyone else. You have to go over your own entire life. It's just so subscribers can find you. Because we have the question quite a lot. Who's on? When they on? Where can I go? Streams are happening. I really, really want to be able to join them. So I've done a copy of like a streamers list, and also it's a channel list in general. So it will have people who stream, people who upload, and generally like their times and if they upload regularly. So I've done one of those. So if you want to be added to it, email me at colourandchatwithsammy@outlook.com, and I have put that on the master copy so you can see. I'm turning, just so people can find you, because there's quite a lot of new channels who are up and coming. I know that I've lost track with quite a few, and there's also channels that had a bit of a break and are coming back, and they're not quite sure which direction they wanted to go, but they've started to find their way again. So it was a good little guide in order for subs to be able to find them. So just a heads up that I have made it, but I'm not putting people on there. I'm putting people on there whether they contact me. So I'm not personally going to like seek all the channels out, because it's favoritism that way, and people might see it as, well, you forgot me. So it's on a contact me only basis. So if you've contacted me to go on there, I'll stick you on there. So that there's no favoritism, there's no you know, my preferences, nothing like that. It's on a contact only basis. So if you want to be on there, let me know. If you're a channel, an adult colouring channel that, you know, uploads or streams, just so subscribers can find you. Honestly, it's such a lifesaver for people. But yes, that's the way I'm doing it, contact basis only. So if you contact me, you go on there, and I'll keep it like that. Just remember, it's just a guide. It is just a guide. Things will be subjected to change, whether or not people, you know, drop out of streaming for a bit or stop uploading for a bit, but that's up to the streamers to be able to tell you that. It's just what I know at that time is going down. If streamers contact me to say, you know what, I'm dropping out for a bit, I'll update it. But if I've not updated it, it's just because I'm not aware. I'll try and keep up to date with it as much as possible. Again, that's just if you contact me. I'm trying to like help, really. I thought it'd be a little helpful thing. Okay, so we're gonna, we're just gonna add some depth in. Hope that's still on your screens. Thank you so much. It's in the description as well. Thank you. Mods are on the ball. Show some hearts for our lovely mods in the chat. They're amazing. I'm throwing them in the chat from my head. Okay, so that starts that off. Remember, you're going to have a lot of white space at the moment because you're only at the beginning stage of it. So then we're going to move to Umber, which is a lot darker. I'm going to come to the side in a moment. We'll focus on this little area. Joanna, just let me know. Let me know. Yes, let's spam the chat with hearts. Okay, so we're going to go to Umber next. Hiya, Kelly. And as I said, we're using Pablos. And the good thing is, if I put these in the screen, you can mute me when you watch me back. You don't need to be listening to this again. It's live stream when your family time and time allows. Oh, nice! You got the Jane Davenport. You will not be disappointed. Dee Dee will tell you that as well. Okay, so we're, again, sorry, I have to turn you. So we're going to come to this section again. And we're going to start to layer on top, but you're going to have that chestnut come seep through. So we're doing one section at a time. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'll just come down here. But the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to focus on dark to light. So I'll do one section and show you how that will look, down to another section, but you've got to graduate it. And the good thing is I've pinned it in the chat. You have got a guide of how I did it, so follow that. But you're following it to this hair. So we're just going to sort of recreate that on this one, but I won't go as in depth on this one because we've got the original hair. I'm not going to call it a tutorial, how to, because I don't see myself as a teacher, and don't jump on me, guys. Don't, I know you'll all say, but you are. I don't feel I am, but I'm here just to have fun with you, and that if that means that I show you how to do certain things, then I'm going to do it. Hello, my Zeely Green. How are you doing? But yeah, I'm going to ask you the questions that I asked in a moment on Instagram, and I want to see what you guys, but remember you've got to put it in big caps for me. Big caps! So I can see it. Okay, so I did a bunch of questions the other day, and I did like all based on colouring, and I want to see what you guys would say. So let's go to our archives. Whoopsie. Right. So I did stories and I did like a bunch of questions. So we're going to go on them, and I got the results as well. Okay. So, do you prefer layering a lot, or do you like to use as little amount as possible? So a lot of layering, or the minimal. You just rather not layer so much. So big caps. Me, I love layering a lot. Personally, I just love the result of how deep the colours are, but that's just for my own preference, but I like looking at both. So a lot. We've got more a lots than littles. And the result was actually 64% against 36. So 64 said a lot, 64%. So the overall result was a lot. Some, I love loads. And the more tutorials like the Bonnie ones that I do, I realise I don't actually layer as much as she does. Hiya, my Honor. I love loads. So overall, it seems like most people are going to say a lot. Okay, so 64% on Instagram said the same. Let's go for the next one. So next one was, do you like having a big I know what you're all going to say for this one. Do you like having a big selection of books, or do you prefer a small amount? Hi, Chai. Sorry if I missed anyone. I know Shy's come in and Chatty Lane's come in. Hey, I see you over on Dee Dee's. It's nice to have you. Okay, so I'm going to say a lot just because I like having a lot. Which is no surprise to you guys, is it, at all? But yeah, I will tell you the result as well. So 81% of people out of the, 100% said the same. They said a lot. So overall, people like to have a big selection of books, 81%. You prefer PDFs. So PDFs then, anything, PDFs, and just overall your colouring pages. Do you prefer to have a big selection, or do you prefer to have a small selection that you can complete? because, you know, there are some people that actually want to complete a book. I know, Zeely, when I wrote it, I thought, well, but 21%, oh sorry, 19% said that they would only like a few because they actually want to finish something. So, you know, it does work both ways. So the overall over here as well says a big selection. Now I say the same just because I like choice. Okay, the next question was, do you prefer wax pencils or oil pencils? Now you can't have both, you have to choose one. Do you prefer oil based pencils or wax based pencils? Me personally, I'm going to say oil just because I've got more control over layers. Wax seems to bloom if I had to choose one. So I'm going to say oil, but I like both, but I can't choose both. So I'm going to go for oil if I had to choose, personally. Just because I find that they're harder in general and I can do more with them. Hello, Robin, Robin. Wax. I think it's such a mixed bag. Alright, I'm going to come back to my brown ochre for a second before I do anything else, because we've got to do that quite a lot of waxes. We're going to go to the middle with this, because don't forget we've got to take out some of that white space, because we're going to do step by step. Oh, that's okay. Which pencils have you got, and which pencils at the moment are you liking, Chatty Lane? Sorry, do you want me to call you Chatty Lane? I don't mind if you prefer me to use another name. I learnt with polys the most, so that's why I'm going for oil, just because I learnt how to have the control, and I just think being a little bit of a harder pencil, if I had to choose, it would be that. But this seems quite a mixed bag and quite a lot of wax actually. Joanna. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Okay, so can you see the difference when you start to add in that first initial colour? It makes such a difference. So when you come back to your first colour on the darkest section and fill up those white spaces, you're going to have a shine, but you're going to have a shine with a colour rather than a shine with a white. But you can embrace the white like Shannon. Elaine, Chatty Lane, I love it. It goes with your name. Now I understand why you got it. So we're back to the first colour. So can you see what a difference that makes and how much of a shine that makes? Okay, next question. Do you like mixing media on your page, or do you like to keep to one at a time? Hey Tina, that's okay, it's nice to see you. Okay, so we're going to come back to umber and we're going to just build up a little bit more on that dark now that we've got the white covered. Because don't forget, this is our darkest. We're going from one colour to the next. Mixed. I must say, in the beginning, I love my pencil pieces, like pure pencil piece. And I still do. So I'm going to say probably 1, but I'm becoming more confident on mixing all the things, whereas before and still to this day, if I want to have a controlled piece, I'll just come back to pencils. Yeah, it's the same, Shannon. I actually really enjoy just doing the one, but I love mixing my pencils, but I'm on about like mixing your media, so like now you put gelatos on a page and pencils, so you definitely mix your medias. Okay, see how nice and deep that's becoming. Right, next up we've got a question, and that one, it was mixing was 69%, so that one. So next one, do you have the patience to spend hours and set aside pages for completion, or do you want it done in one sitting? So have you got the patience to do so many hours, or do you prefer to just say wham bam done, want to get it done? I've got the patience to spend all the hours in the world. It doesn't matter how long it takes me to complete a piece. I'm there. Hey, you pickle. Okay, Vista. So this goes into your umber, and again, this is another tone, and you're going to think, well, Sam, are you going to see the tones? Yes, you see all the tones, because you're not going over all of them, you're going over some of them. Yeah, I'm down for the hours. You're a wham bam, Kirsty. Yeah, but is that because of time? Because you know, children and homeschooling, or is that just you in general? I've got all the hours and time and patience in the world. I will set aside something for days on end if I have to. Like, I'll go back, do 15 minutes. But I think that's more because of my back. Now, probably if I picked this up before that, I would have wanted it done in one sitting. But now I'm quite happy to have a project on the go and say, right, I've got that there to go back to. Oops, I messed up a little bit. Yeah, I'm down for the hours as well. It seems like that's the main... Yeah, I'm good. You're just impatient. Kirsty. I'm going to ask you that in another year. You might change your mind. 1 minute, guys. I just got one strand too much there. That's fine. See, I make mistakes because I'm talking. And the overall was patience. People had the patience. There you go. I don't mind how long it takes. Like my dog, I quite like having a project on the go so I can go back to, like, long-term project. Okay, so can you see how nice and deep that is? We'll have a bit more depth in this in a moment. So I haven't done this bit yet. We're going to work our way down. So this has to be the darkest part up here. Yeah, it's good to have ones that you can buy open stock in. Okay, next question. So the result on that one was 77% said the same. They've got all the patience. Are you okay with having whips? Is the next question. Are you okay with having whips? Okay, the next colour I'm going to come to is black. And then we're going to just tidy up that little bit so you can see how much of a difference it makes. The black makes all the difference. I'm good with having whips. I have many, but some people don't. That's why I asked it. No whips. This is such a mixed bag of answers. I'm patient. Wish I could do wham bam, but various bodies. Yeah, exactly, Danny. I'm the same. Yeah, whips are life. Well, you've got way too many. Yes, no, not normally, but I've no choice at the minute. Having a channel makes you have whips. I can tell you that, because you have to put it aside until your next stream. So, yeah, whips is fine. Yeah, I'm good with whips. It's kind of mixes in with the last one about hours and hours and hours on something. I like to have a whip or two on the go, because if I don't feel for one, I can go to the other. And I love having a whip. It gives me a goal, so I know that, you know, say I've done, you know, something in the day, and I sit there and I think, oh, I've got that, let me go back to that. I love that. That gives me something to look forward to. A whip gives me something to look forward to. I love getting absorbed in something, but yeah, you don't usually like. Your life is all about whips. All I have is whips. Pickle, no either. I want them completed or it goes to the shelf to be abandoned. Oopsie, so sorry. Patrice, I think you need to come in the live. I think she's back with the oil. Your whips are practice. Okay, next up, before I do anything, I'm just going to come back to a brown ochre, which is our original colour. And it's just going to add a little bit more depth to it, and then that's that part done. Right, so brown ochre. Sorry about knocking the camera then. I'm just going to literally add a little bit. Now, this is going down on this paper really nicely because I'm not going heavy. And the Pablos are liking this paper, by the way, if anyone's wondering. So if you need to add any depth, we can always come back. But it's taken literally every single white space out. Can you see that? There is no white space now. And you've got depth. So that's a good thing. It's come to like this really deep colour. If you want to add any more depth in there, go for it. Okay, can I take that out of the screen now because it's just getting in the way. If you want to add a little bit more dark, just bring in a little bit. And you've still got the chestnut underneath as well, which we used earlier, which is going to be a little bit of red in there. It gives a little bit of a red hint. So if you want to just recreate a little bit more of that, then just add that in. And you'll know by your own picture on how much or how little you want. So you're looking at it on a bird's eye view and you'll get to know your own like likings of what you want. So that's kind of how deep that's going to be. So as we're going to come down, that's going to kind of do the same. That whole section, as I said, is going to be the same. Now we'll do some of this obviously with you now, but as I come down here, let's put the brown ochre down and let's go for more. Okay, so the next question, guys, and the whips was 72% of people said they don't mind. So the next question is, do you plan your pages or you just wing it? Okay, so I'm going to come down here because we're going to go a bit lighter now, just a touch. So we're not going to do that deep colour here. We're going to come down a bit lighter. So that whole section is going to be, and I'll come back up to that. I want to work on each section at a time with you, because otherwise I might, you know, I can always go back up and we can work on it. Right, so brown ochre all the way down. See, I do a mixture. I really do a mixed bag. I like to plan, but then again, I've done a little bit more on that bit. Then again, I do like some of them to just completely wing it. It depends on how much effort I want to put into it, but I'd say I plan more than I wing it. Half and half. A lot of people wing it, bit of both. Start off with an idea, then wing it. That's probably more what I do as well, to be honest. But I do say I do plan more for streams. I do, because I see something and I'm like, ooh. But for the most part, I do actually plan my pages. I look at something and I just have a vision. Then other things, I'm just like, let's see what happens. I do a very mixed bag. Okay, so this part here is going to be a bit lighter. So that's all going to go dark. We're going to come into light. So as we transition, we're going to bring ochre. So ochre's the next colour. We're going to bring ochre into it. Let's get our colours. Hold on. So we've got the brown ochre down and we're going to bring in ochre. This is going to be a base again as we're going to transition into the next one. Let's find it. That would be good if I could find it. There we go. Okay, so we're going to transition from our dark here and we're just going to bring a little bit of light. So not too much. I'm just going to bring it as an undercolour. And I'm not doing this in strands either for the minute. I'm just going to go on over, because don't forget it's going to be a bit lighter. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? But do you find that you, as you go along in colouring, like so you've coloured now for say a year, I'm just giving an example, you tend to plan more than what you used to in the beginning? Like in the beginning, I find that I just used to put pen to paper and whatever came out, came out. Okay, and as we come down to here, I'm not even gonna bother with the brown ochre. We're gonna go ochre now. So I'm telling you what colours I'm gonna lay down. So it's gonna go ochre here and ochre here. So all the way down now. So completely. Ah, well, wing it was 70% of people. Okay, Next question that I asked people was, are you a mood colorist, or can you pre-plan your entire month of pictures on what you would like to colour ahead of time? So do you like to just pick it up on the mood, on a whim, or can you pre-plan your entire month? I am a mood colorist, but I have books each month that I want to get to. So I can kind of say that I plan my books, I don't plan my pages, but I know what books I want to get to. So I have a book, I have a, beside me, I have a little pile of books that I really would like to get to, but I'm definitely someone that will go for the mood in the end. I start off with good intentions, guys, and I end up like, yeah, I think more for the channel, I sort of have a plan, and more in my own time, I like to do my own thing, like mood. No way, Daria, do you? Do you find that you're very good with that though? Do you stick to it? Or have you done the spin the wheel and it's landed on something and you're like, oh, I really don't feel for that? Mood day by day, totally mood. A lot of you is mood. Yeah, 91% actually said mood. 91%. So I think the overall is mood colorist. I'm a bit half and half. I tend to go for right, I'm going to go to light ochre and then we're going to go to cream. So I'm just doing my coverage, my just coverage at the moment. Okay, so we're going to come down here, which is just a touch lighter, all the way down. I really like the idea of like uncoloured books and one a month, but if you've not, right, I'm kind of planning, and if you're with me, you're with me. If you have this goal as well, then fabulous. But I'm kind of planning that once a month I need to dive into a Colouring Heaven magazine throughout the entire year. So once a month I need to get my skates on. It's not going to be this month, I don't think. It'll be starting February. I need to tackle my Colouring Heaven stash. So if you want to join me, I do have the Colouring Heaven stash attack, which is literally all year, and I really want to get one out of each issue done, or issues, some of what. Yeah, I was just wondering if you were on live, Patrice, or if it would lagged for you. But yes, that's my only goal, I'd say. Okay, so this is going to come all the way down. So just, you know, where I'm going with the light and dark and stuff. So it's going to come literally all the way down. And as we're coming down, we're going to go to cream. So I think we're going to transition here. So I'm going to really lighten up my pressure. Oh, nice, nice. And you stream on Mondays, right, Patrice? At 6:30 GMT, I think, and 7:30 your time. Right, and then we're going to come to cream, which will be your lightest colour, and then we'll, yeah. So do I. Skin's one of my favourite things to watch because everyone does it so differently. Now, cream is super light, but it's going to be enough for us to be able to see. So this is just going to be our base, don't forget. Now, the hair's darker than the cream, but that's fine because we're still going to put yellows down in the way of ochres, but I'm just going to base this as my lightest colour. So I'm going to put a fair amount of pressure down on this one, and we might head on over to a Lumi for that base at the edge, but for the now it's fine. Just you know, there's a transition, you know where it's going to be. It's just plotting it out, as I always say, a little roadmap. It just, you know when the transition's going to happen then. So it goes from like light. Oh, it's okay, don't worry. I just wondered if you were on live or there was a lag, but you're fine. Right, so we've kind of plotted out, if I come up, how we're going to transition. So you can see it goes from dark to mid to like into a yellow into a very light. So that's how we're going to transition that. So as we come down, we're then going to go to burnt sienna. Hold on, let's do this. And it's obviously going to be a bit lighter, we're not going too dark, and you need to kind of use less pressure with this. Okay, the next question that I had is, do you use photo references or do you use like your mind only? So do you use photo references or do you go from vision in your like memory? Okay, so we're going to go from the dark, 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 and we're going to come here and we're going to burnt sienna first. And I'm going to go lightly with my layers. So we'll join this up, don't worry. We're just doing how we're going to transition it. Reference. Yeah, I like photo references. Just on, especially like these flowers and the succulents, we used it for that. And I wouldn't have known what to do had I not. I don't know a lot of things that are, you know, like especially flowers and stuff. I have to look them up. Like on my memory, so I'd definitely say photo references. I think I use more now than before. However, I do look up a lot of inspiration, and that's the difference. It's sort of looking up a bit of inspiration. You can go away from that. You don't have to use inspiration all the time. But I'd say photo. Do you know, this was such a divided one. 52% said photo, 48% said memory. So you can see how divided that one is, and how much of a, you know, a lot of it. I just did it on a mostly basis, not on every single page, but most of your pages do look up photo references. That's what I did it as, rather than, because you're not going to do the same for every page. Okay, so we're going to bring that down here. And as I said, anyone that's following along with this, remember, I'm just doing your transitions. How do I know? I don't. I kind of just, this is something that I'm going on what I think would happen. So I know that I want that part dark. It's going by my own vision. So that's going to go dark. You'll see how it goes after fully. But I know that roughly here is going to be when it transitions into like a mid, and then it'll go into a light, into a really light. It's, you know, use the length for the hair. So go by how long her hair is and kind of work out where you want dark, where you want mid, where you want light. And that's how to do ombre hair. Think about it if you had it in your own hair, where you'd want it on your own hair. So if you were dyeing your hair, where would you want the mid, where would you want the light? And kind of run off that. So that's kind of what you got to think about. A lot of it is just already there in your head, Sherry. It's just plucking it out, and that's kind of what I try and do with myself. So I'm just thinking, like, how would I like it on my own hair? There you go. So we know that. Same with this part, it's still going to be mid, so we're going to bring a little bit more down. So we're still on the mid tones, right? And we don't want to do that too dark. So it's still going to be fairly detailed. Still going to be fairly dark, just not as dark. And I know it's quite repetitive to watch hair, and that's why I'm trying to do it in sections for you rather than do the whole thing. Because with does the rule of thirds apply? What do you mean? Sorry, Wilson. I don't know what that means. So sorry. I've never heard that term before. Shannon knows what you mean. Help! Ladies, help! Okay, so we're roughly around here. Okay, with the burnt sienna, I'm sort of lightening up now with my pressure. It's going to be darker up this section, and as I'm coming down, it's going to be a little... Oh, okay. I never knew. I've never heard of that. Oh, I need to look these things up. I'm going to learn another thing today. So, let's go for some more here. Now, when I'm coming down a bit lighter, we're going to go into... So, look at your... How we're going to do this. So, we need to look at a lighter tone, and maybe a cinnamon would be a good idea. So, I'm not completely following my first video. We're using that as a guide. Oh, Kenny, I've never... Oh, okay. That's why Shannon knows it. Rebel's got the knowledge as well. I haven't heard of that one. Okay, so we're going to go into cinnamon, and we'll see how this will transition before we start adding all the detail. So we'll still have, right, burnt sienna. I'll put my finger to which one I'm using. So the burnt sienna will be the top. And then the cinnamon, which will be now. So we're using the cinnamon, we'll join that one. So that's how we're going to sort of transition that part, I think. It's a lot of hair. It's a lot of hair. So can you see it will go like a bit lighter? Ah, oh, Kenny, no. Not at all. Don't think that. Okay, portraits or animals? Portraits or animals. Okay, so we're going to come down. If you had to pick one. You can't pick both. Pick one. Okay, so the next one that we're going to go into will be the ochre, but a little bit darker. So you're going to use a bit more pressure. So if we come down into ochre, see, we had it as a base. Now you're going to build up on it a little bit more. So if we build that up, so I'm just trying to plan this out myself. Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, that's the next question with the flowers. But portraits or animals, if you had to pick one or the other. Like if you could pick one to colour, let's see, more than the other. Mine will probably be portraits, although I absolutely love doing animals at the moment, which is a big change for me. But if I had to pick, I'd probably pick portraits, just because I absolutely love seeing people come alive on a page. We change, Pickle, we change. Okay. Let's come down. And I'm going to do a shock horror moment here. And you're all going to go, what? I'm not going to be ordering the Mythographic Odyssey. I think it's one I'm going to leave out. I've got the others, and I don't think I'm going to be ordering that one. I am not for it. And I think it's too busy for me. I'm not going to pick it up. What's happening? I usually have that full set syndrome, but I've got absolutely no desire to pick it up. And yeah, just shock horror. The Odyssey one is a no-no for me. It's too much, too busy, just for me. So that was the one that I sat there and I divvied about it, and I thought, you know, having that full set being, I won't colour it. Hello, Della. So that was my moment of, oh my, Sam, you're actually going to leave a book out. And I'm still dithering on the edge of Frozen Fantasies. I find they're a bit too busy for me. I love the animals one. Okay, so we're still going to keep on the theme of like that caramel. So we're going to bring some of that up into here, and obviously we'll bring some browns down into there as well. So let's then head to our light ochre. Is that one? Yep. So we're going to go to light ochre now into these parts. And by the way, my mum says hello to everyone. She still can't talk in her chat, and she always says to say hello. So mum is what she does watch. She just can't see the chat, so she just watches on the screen instead. But it's annoying that she can't talk. I have to sort it out for her when I'm able to see her again, because I can't see her at the moment. Okay. So we're going to go into that. Okay, before I go down into any more lights, let's work on a transition here. So I need to work here on this bit. So we're going to go in a little bit of umber, because this is going to transition down. I might have to keep doing that. So let's pick up umber. And if you're doing this with me, are you all good, like, for me to show you one section how it would transition at a time rather than the whole thing? Because otherwise I'll spend like 2 hours just up here. Okay, so remember, this is going to still have the umbers in it here. So we've still got to bring some of that umber down into this part. So if we're bringing that down here, you can still allow the dark, just obviously it's not going to be as deep as that bit. So I'm using a lighter pressure just as you're coming in. And the same with when you're going to bring in like your brown ochre, you're sort of going to bring that back in a little bit there. But it won't be as dark, that's all. So you're doing the same, and if you are following me on this, remember your darkest areas are still going to be like those parts there. So as you're coming into this here, what pencils am I using? I'm using Pablos. Sorry, I did have that in the screen, it's just that I kept knocking it. So I'm bringing like the same colours down, but just less of the dark. This would probably be our darkest. So it's allowing that dark to still shine through, but not so much of it, so that you can see the difference of going from dark to mid. And if you feel like you need to darken this bit up a little bit more, just add a tiny bit more black, or even of the Bista. Sorry, I know I say that wrong. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that in there, so it's nice mid-tone. Hey Bev! Okay, so next question. Botanicals or mandalas? So flowers and leaves like botanical, or mandalas and patterns? I would have to pick flowers over those two, I think. Because I do actually enjoy doing the odd flower, just not too many. Okay. It's just some of them can be like so repetitive. I'm not into doing patterned pages that much. I don't mind mandalas if I can throw like a gel pen and something else at it and not spend time on it, just to keep my hands busy. Hello Em! Yeah, I'm so happy when people come along because it's so sweet of you guys, thank you. Okay, so obviously we're still on a wagon of being dark, but it's mid, isn't it? Leaves. Well, Wilson, I'm going to leave the leaves out of that and just have the just have the flowers. Neither Zeely. Yeah, quite a few people are very divided on mandalas. Very divided. I've noticed that. So just put a thumbs up or a thumbs down for mandalas. Just curious. I'm wanting to know your tastes. I love to know what you guys like. So thumbs up for a mandala or thumbs down for a mandala in general. Some people really like them and they do the most. I love looking at them. Okay, we're getting the thumbs coming. Yeah, that's what I said. We can just send the leaves to Shannon. We've got quite a few thumbs up. That's okay. Thumbs downs, thumbs downs, thumbs downs. Quite a few thumbs downs. Oh no, the mandalas are. I'm just curious because it gets such a divided opinion, doesn't it? Okay, this bit's going to, obviously you've got a lot of white spaces at the moment, which is fine because you know that we fill them up like we did up here. And then with the underneath of anything, what I tend to do is just very, 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 very lightly highlight the fact that there's a bit of a shadow just where the succulent or anything, whatever it might be in the hair, is sort of laying. And then as I'm coming down here, I'm going to add a little bit on this part, but I'm going to start to lay off that heavy umber. So I'm going to add it into above, and you still want to keep those sections because obviously it's what shows the plait. You've never done a mandala. I have done one. I must say they aren't something I go to. My mum has she's finished a book of mandalas, Christine Aldridge. She completely finished it. And Lou, one of our mods who currently is away, taking some time out for herself. Lou Scoffin, she has always done them, and she's the mandala queen. She does the most amazing mandalas in the world, and she makes you want to do them because she's that good. She makes them look attractive. Okay, so again, sorry, just while I quickly go on a rabbit trail there, I'm just going to put a little bit of this in here, but I'm going to stop midway and I'm going to sort of really fade that out because we're going to bring in like the brown ochre like that, and I'm going to bring that off that umber, so it's still going to keep a dark but it's fading into a much lighter brown. So I'm just doing the transition for you, so as long as you can see how it's going to look in a hole, on a hole, that's my main goal, because obviously when you go away and do the rest yourselves, you've got the video pinned, so you've got the full tutorial there. I'm just doing part so that we can see how it's going to look on her. So I kind of just want to bring that brown ochre in here as well, and you just always have to have sharp pencils. I'm going to bring that obviously up into here as well. And your brown ochre is your main tool, and I'm very lightly just going to rub that over. Just very lightly. So you still see your strands, but it's just lightly going out. Okay, next one. Do you have quiet time whilst you're colouring, or do you prefer something on in the background? I every time have something on in the background, whether it's YouTube, whether it's a live stream, whether it's a box set or noise of some kind. I like company in the way of noise, but I definitely am someone that I don't like the quiet. I never have done. It's only when I'm reading. Reading has to be silent. Okay, so I'm going to bring, I'm just going to turn you slightly. I'm going to bring some of that down into this caramel area. Now we've got the ochre underneath. It's still going to keep it quite caramel. Something in the background, TV, doesn't matter, something on. You need noise, both music or YouTube. I think quite a lot of us need something. Do you find it's more relaxing that you can look up to something? So you've got something keeping your hands busy, and you've got something also, you know, that you can look up at. Okay, so we're going to bring a little bit more into there of this brown ochre. And it doesn't have to be perfect at this stage because we're just putting in a little bit at a time. And then, as I'm coming down here, I need to also bring in a little bit more of my yellows. So we're going to go for the golden ochre, I think. And the ochre. So there's two. Where are we? I'm just trying to find my card. Okay, so we're going to use these two as we're coming down into the caramel, because it's like caramel. It's brown into a caramel colour. It's not blonde, it's caramel. So we're going to, I just need to sharpen that. We're going to use ochre first. Okay. And that's going to be, don't forget we've put the brown ochre here. So we're going to lead that into more of an ochre, but we need to build up on that. So it's going to be a bit of layering. And I'm not doing the full, you know, full thing, because if you want to follow along, you've got the playlist in my videos, and you've also got it pinned at the top there. So if you go to the pinned post, you've got the full tutorial in length where I do the entire hair. So you can follow along with that. You don't have to follow along on this one, it's exactly the same process, except the picture's different. Did you hear that? Always happens to me. So I would actually go on over to the other, it's got the cards in the screen so you can mute it as well. I'd go over to the other tutorial and I would follow that rather than this one, because you'll get more in depth and I do the entire hair. It took 3 hours, I think. But at least with this you'll get to see how it's kind of going to look. You love the choir. I used to be, because I used to colour at 3 in the morning when I couldn't sleep, so I'd be in the choir. But it's funny because I don't colour during the day. I don't like colouring during the day, and I had to today to catch up with my flowers and her hair, and it was so bizarre to me. So bizarre. Okay, so we're going to go to our golden ochre and our light ochre. We'll go to our golden ochre first, and it's going to be that nice caramel colour coming off there. And we have to build on this as well, but for now we know where we're going. Hello KP, how are you my lovely? And I've mentioned you in our last stream because you got your lovely new business, and you can let everyone know about that. Don't feel that you're like self-advertising. I'm so happy that you're doing it. You self-advertise away. We want to know about your nails, we want to know about your website coming soon and what you're going to be doing. So you tell everyone I am absolutely good with that. We know that nails is your passion. I'm so happy you started your own business. Okay, so we're going to bring it down. And I'm just going to allow some of that nice ochre tone to come in. But it's quite yellowy, so it's going to be caramel colours, but you're going to have the brown ochre sort of coming in little parts. So this is loosely based on that main one. Head on over to the main one and you'll find the entire video from beginning to end. And just apply it to the hair that you're doing it with. And then we're going to go to the other one. Which is our light ochre, which is slightly different. It's got a little bit of a difference. And then we need to find the right tone on the ends, I think. So we're going to keep going with this. And then we'll work our way from the top to the bottom. So let's go down here. and this is again the bottom. I emailed you back, I think. Check your email. I emailed you back. Thank you. I checked it today. I actually did, because I'm putting people on the streamers and channel list, and I actually did see it, and I was like, oh, I do. I'll email you back. Yeah, I tend to just check that a couple of times a week. Yeah, still in Pablos, not changing, not changing. Okay, so we're going to go very light on our application now, because don't forget the end is going to be quite light, and I'm going to take out some of that dark line. You can take that out with white pencil. You can dull it down, or you can take it out with a paint pen as well. But just going to be very, very light on that. So it's quite caramelled there. If I come up, it's literally going to go from like a dark to a caramel. Now, if you need to tone down anything, grab your cream or grab a white. So if you say needed to tone that down, you can do. It takes a little bit of work. So that's how you're kind of going to go with that. Can you see the transition's going to go like dark to mid. Now I'm just going to do some dark over here a little bit. Well, yeah, we've got this bit here, haven't we? So I'm going to work on just a little bit here, and then I'll work on more around these, because we've got to tidy this all up. This is just starting. It's an ugly duckling stage. Ugly duckling stage, but that's fine. So we're going to come over here first, and we're going to work on this bit, because I need to just do these little strands by a face. Would you guys mind if I very quickly grabbed a drink, because I really need one, and Tea Fairy has gone. I sent him to bed, didn't I? Where's that gone? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we need these colours, so I'm going to use... Thank you. I'm so glad you guys like it, because I think it looks like the ugly stage at the moment. But we get there. We get there. Where's my sign? Sorry about that for a second. You're going to have a bit of noise next to you, but it's nothing major. It's just me fiddling around. There it is. I found it. Sorry, I was just trying to find something. Just bear with the rattling for a second. Right, I got it. Right. Bear with me, guys. I'm literally just going to grab a drink. Just all the chatting. I need a drink. 2 minutes. Take care, Mandy. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I was just grabbing a tea. What it says. Tea and colouring. This is an old pickle sign. That I still love a lot. So it's not going anywhere. Okay. Let's get back to this. Feels so much better for that already. You can hear Chip in the background. Andrew's trying to catch him to take him out because he plays games with Andrew.
No, I said...
Yeah, Andrew said to me he wants to take over the stream. He's not coming near this picture.
I said, you take Chip out, I'll cover the stream for you.
Yeah, so what are you going to do? You're going to do this?
Yeah.
What are you going to do to my hair? Look, tell us what you're going to do.
Some caramel.
Oh, you've been listening in the background.
Some ochre.
You've been listening to the caramel. Are you listening to this, guys? He knows the what else? The colours. Some ochre and some caramel. I haven't got caramel, but yeah.
Sandy beach yellow.
No. That one's called golden ochre. Okay, so I'm just going to come here and you can like think about his colours over there.
Desert Storm orange.
Oh, we're not having orange in the hair. You'll ruin it. This is why you can't be left with it. We need to get Andrew colouring a picture, right? What do you guys say? Should we get him on a string colouring? Mind you, he'll have markers. He won't do pencil work. I'll give him the Lemon Shea markers. And what picture, Andrew? I haven't got any of the ones that you said before. I haven't got any motorbikes.
You have to go on Etsy store and find some suitable pictures.
What, a motorbike?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll find a motorbike for you to do.
That will probably be the worst stream ever.
He did. Yeah, he's so much better, Kenny, now. Thank you. He's still stuck at home because we're all still in lockdown. And it looks like it's never ending. But yeah, he's much better, thanks. Okay, so in this corner here, we need to make it quite dark. He's looking at the colour and thinking of caramel. So funny. Yeah, I can't leave him in charge of the hair. I'd give him like a PDF. I did let you colour in a book before. You coloured like a little bit. It was the Candy Crush book, if you remember.
No, I do not.
And you got some super tips, I think, and you just sat there and I made you do something. It was, I don't know, I haven't got that book anymore. That is one that I purged a long time ago. That was when I first got into colouring. I know. Take care, Momo. Yeah, oh, Wilson, he has these names in his head, but he calls everything titanium buff or titanium white, or he watches Bob Ross. He likes Bob Ross. He watches Bob Ross with me sometimes when he's on the telly. We leave it on, and he thinks of the things that Bob Ross says, and he comes out with them. I'm like, oh god. But he loves Harley Davidsons. Like, I'm not even kidding you. That is his one true love of things that he would love to have. Is a Harley fat boy. And when I talk about colouring pages, it's like, have you got anything with like a Harley or something? I'm like, no, I don't. I don't know if there's a Harley Davidson colouring book, but there you go. We'll have to find something. But yeah, he loves them. He loves them. Okay. So that's quite dark, isn't it? And that's kind of where I want to be. Okay, so let's bring some black in there. And I only need a little bit. And especially around these bits where we've got the succulents, I'm just going to add a little bit of shadow. Let's add a little bit more in there as well. Okay, and then back to our original colour of brown ochre. And in there, we're going to add that into those white bits that we got. So literally just all these little white bits. You can be very light, but it takes all the white bits out and then you won't have it. It's a nice little shine in there as well. Same, I'm just going to bring that into the white bits there. And this is your darkest area, so we've got to get on it. nice and dark, and then we can do the bits at the bottom over here and work that out. Okay, so what did we do before? We went to chestnut. We've done chestnut. We need umber. And we're going to add that over here. I just want to do this dark bit, so we've got the dark patch done. And you know, in these little sections, you don't have to do the strands, just make sure you got your block of dark in there as well. So it's just like adding that in as the final bit. The hubby takeover. We talked about this, didn't we? But Andrew got ill for New Year, but he was not well over New Year. I will get him to do something with me on stream. I was thinking maybe the next stream he could join me, and we could do a his and hers, and we can do his and hers questions. I can get him, like, quiz him. Thing is with Andrew, he's quite a shy man. You know, he really is. Not with me, but he's come out of his shell since he met me. When I first met him, he was so shy. Can anyone relate to this? When I first met Andrew, he was so shy. I'm not. I'm the total opposite. Not shy. And I kind of got him out of that, because you're with someone that's too sociable, and it's not gonna stay, is it? Are they legit though? I don't want to be buying something that's illegal. Okay, going for Vista, I think it is. Okay, and this bit's got to be fairly dark. And then let's add a little bit more depth in there. That's better. Then I'm going to bring in my black. Yeah, we are. I am the total opposite in terms of chatting and social. Like, he's you know, he's fine once he gets to know people. He's just so quiet in the beginning. When I first met him, he used to be so quiet. And then living with me for 16 years has kind of put a stop to that.
Actually, it's aged me terribly.
What, living with me?
Yes.
Why's that?
I'm 37, but I look 57.
Are you listening to this? Okay, there we go. That's kind of like... You can take him out? Okay. See you in a minute. Right, so let's work on the bit that's going to be a bit lighter. So you're going to do, hi Yvonne. So I'm going to do this bit all in that same dark, and then I'm going to come to here. No, cheeky. You're so cheeky. Okay, so for anyone wondering, we are using Pablos, and we're going to go for, we need brown in there. Do we need some hazel? No. We need some cinnamon, some brown ochre, and our umber. They're going to be our colours of choice. So let's go for brown in this little bit over here. And I love the brown colour, and I'm just going to push your side, and I'm going to head in this bit here. So imagine that umber and that dark coming down, so we're going to add a little bit of the brown into there as well. And I'm just, this has got a red tone to it, so we're going to go into like this reddy tone in there. You can actually add that into your main colour as well. And this is going to be minimal, because it's like, although it's brown, it's like a Venetian red, it reminds me of. It's got like a very red tint. So we're kind of, yeah, it's going to be a minimal amount on this one. Oh, nice. You're doing a motorcycle. Yeah, I was looking whether or not, but to be honest, it wouldn't be something we'd display, so I didn't bother. But he loves motorbikes, but it is the classic motorbikes. He doesn't really like the sports motorcycles. It's more like the Harleys. He loves the Harleys. Loves them. Like the classics. But in the UK, it's not as big as the US. Like in the US, you do like the bike rallies, and it's so much bigger over there. You've got like a thing, and it's cool. Over here, they kind of don't want you. They don't want you on the road, let alone driving a motorcycle. So it's a little bit different, but yeah, he loves them. And his dream one day, when he's a bit older, is to have one. Okay, so I'm going to bring a bit of this down. I said to him, you know, maybe later in life, who knows? Never say never about anything. You might get one. When I first met him, he had a motorbike. I can't remember what brand, make, or what model or anything like that, but he tried to get me to go on it once, and I flipped. And I was like, get me off! I didn't feel safe on it, and he was like, oh my god, stop reacting like that. And I was like, I just don't feel safe. He took me around the block. This is when we literally first started dating, and I just felt like I was going to come off it. I was like, nope, 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 not doing it. Not doing it. Can't do it. I'm not very good with that kind of thing. I need my feet on the ground. Okay, let's go for some cinnamon. And let's put, where is my cinnamon? Just looking for it. There it is. Okay. And we're going to put it into here where we were. So we're just working on building those up. And although it's still dark, it's not as dark as the top. And as I said, if you ever need to darken one bit up, just put a bit of black in there. It's not going to oversaturate it, it's just going to add. Oh, he loves them, Rebel. They're his like absolute dream, Fat Boys. Loves them. Yeah, he's a Harley guy. He loves Harleys. They've got a presence, haven't they? Okay. So, I think that's looking okay. What do you think? Do you think it's looking like it's a mid-tone now rather than a dark? Are you opposite to your partner, everyone? Or are you the same? Do you feel like you were opposites and opposites attract? Do you feel like you were drawn to each other because you were so alike? Me and Andrew were total opposites when we first met. I think we're moulding into one a little bit more as we got older together, but definitely opposite when we first met. Jesus, you couldn't get two more opposites if you tried. And in some respects we still are, but as I said, as we've got older together, we're kind of like moulded, I think, as you do, comfortably. Comfortably mould. Okay, that's looking it's looking kind of how I like it. Just it needs a little bit of work. So let's go to Umber. And let's pick some into here. Now I don't want too much because it's still, I'm going light with my layers now. But it still needs to be helping us out with the layers. So I'm just going to put a little bit in there. Just enough to peep through with some difference in colour. And this is going to be much more caramel. Oh, sis. Hiya, Molly. I'm that person. I love socialising. I like being at home though. I'm very much a homebody, but I love to talk. You didn't know that, did you? I love to talk, so I can socialise to my heart's content, and I really like meeting people, and I really like sitting down and having fun and like doing something that you're both into. Andrew is the opposite. He loves like his time at home. Okay, let's go for our brown ochre, which is, again, you know, it's our starter colour. It's our starter colour, end colour, and I'm just going to put that into there and into those white spaces. You're still going to see all those strands because you're literally just going in and you're pressing lightly. It just fills those in, and like in my video that's pinned, I did the same with that. I went to brown ochre and I just literally just filled all those white spaces in with a very light touch. Just takes all of that out. Yeah, I've always been a social butterfly. Always. Okay. I love people, mostly. Some people are like, I can't do people. But we're doing people all the time. Okay. Let's put a little bit of that brown ochre in. So that's definitely mid, isn't it? It's like a nice, let's come up. That's definitely a mid-tone to that tone, isn't it? So that's really going to look effective as you come down. Let's focus on this area because you've got the mid now. Now we've got to transition into this one. So we're going to need brown ochre. We're going to need some light golden and ochre. Those are very similar, so we might not need all. I don't think we're going to need any other colours in this bit, to be fair. Maybe some cinnamon, I'm not quite sure, or maybe some brownish orange. That could work, couldn't it? This could be our wild card. Okay, so let's pick out ochre, and we're going to go for our wild card of brownish orange. Let's do it, because I think it's going to go for a tone that I've got in my head. Okay, so ochre is nice and sharp. Let's do our brownish orange. Yeah, I'm an animal girl as well, but I don't know, I like people as well. Okay. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? I think this hobby though is quite, it could be either or. You could either have a very social side of it or a very quiet side to it. Sorry, I just muted you while I was gulping then. Okay, so I'm going to pick up my brownish orange. And we're looking at this area here now, where we're going to go from this area into a little bit lighter. So I'm going to pull some of this new colour, and I think being the wild card, it's actually going to be the tone that I want. I'm just going to have to turn you. And I'm going to put some of that into here. So it's going to be this whole area, but I'm just doing one part for you to show you. So I'll explain where you're going to do the same tones by the end. This is, of course, if you're following me, I know there's a few people who are, which bless your hearts. I always find you amazing. I'm like, why would you want to? Okay, so I'm just going to pull some of that colour down. And I don't want too much of it because it's still quite light. And then I'm going to do it under here as well. So it's going to come all the way down. Just pull in some of that tone. Oh, Mona. I don't know who I take after. I think Mum, but she's less chatty than me. So maybe I'm just like, I'm the postman's daughter. Because Dad's not like it. I don't take after either in that sense, I don't think. I'm more Mum than Dad in that way, but I don't know, I'm a bit of both of them, I think. I'm very much a mix of both. But then I have my own things that I'm on, you know, on my own with. I'm the only child, so. There we go. Alright, so that's definitely going to be effective, I think. Now if I bring my ochre, we're going to put that into here like we were with the brownish orange. So all of that area is going to have that as well. But I'm also going to drag it into the area that doesn't have the brownish orange. So I'm going to continue that, building those strands up. I don't want to rush this too much. How long have I been on? 2 hours. Wow. Okay, so I really need to plan my colours for my skin, which I will do before the next stream for you. And I'll list them in the description like I have with everything else. So all the colours we've used so far are in the description. The succulents, the flowers, the hair. I'll have to put the brownish orange in there as well. So all that section there will have the brownish orange. And then I'm going to leave it out of this part because obviously it's getting lighter. If I need to add a bit, I will. So I'm going to bring the ochre as like the darker of the orange, darker of the yellow tones. It's not supposed to be blonde, it's supposed to be like a caramel. So I'm not sure if I need to bring another tone in there. I have to have a little look. Hi Chip. Chip's just come back from his little walk. When I was setting up for the stream, he was sitting on the table. I wanted to be on the table. I was like, oh good God. This dog is so needy. Okay, so the ochre comes all the way down here. I think we'll do it all the way through till we get to about here, and then we've got to lighten it up a bit. So we're still going to need it in there, but I'm just thinking maybe if I bring the cream in, it will lighten that up, especially as the base. I'm just trying to plan this right. So if I've got that coming down as caramel, if I bring my cream in a second, I think it might lighten it up. So I need to do a good old base of that colour. I think the cream in the prismas might come in handy. I might bring that in. So if I just bring the cream in a second, let me just see how much of a difference that will make to lightening the tone up. And let me just pop that in. So I'm not pressing hard, I'm going on quite a big coverage. Because this is so light, the cream, like it's barely visible, but it will just tone it down. So it knocks the colour back a little bit, which is perfect. I'm just going to go over all of that. Funnily enough, when I'm doing the dog, you're doing like light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, and you keep knocking the colour back, and then you're putting dark on top, then you're knocking the colour back, then you're putting dark on top. So it does actually work. So you're not ever erasing what you're doing, you're knocking it back to then layer on top again. Now that all depends on paper and how hard you can press, but it's amazing how many layers you can do. If you keep knocking the colour back with light, and then you put dark on top, then you knock it back with another light tone, then you go back on top with dark, and I'm like, how many times can you actually do this? So I'm learning a lot through that on how many times you can knock some colour back. Okay, so it really does make a difference actually on my, you know, looking at it from my end. So it knocks it back slightly. Hiya Becky! So you can see it comes down into a light tone. Okay, this I think we're going to have to bring a cream in from the prismas, and we're going to take out some of that. I'm going to work that out for the next stream, that bit. Okay, so this part here we've got to come back to. Let's go for a light ochre. Oh, where's that gone? Oh, it's on the floor. This one, and I need to put that a little bit sharper. Just going to turn my page in your screens for a second, and I'm just going to bring a little bit more down into there. Connie, streaming today, hun. And that just needs to be nice and light. Again, you can knock that colour. So if you find that you've put too much down, you can knock it back. And again, you want the full version of this, but probably a little bit better explained. You can watch the pinned video. And if you want to be on the streamers or channel list, remember it's just a guide so subscribers can find you. Then email me. And everything is in the description. Everything. There we go. So you're just going to bring it in to all those little areas. Oh, yummy. I love porridge, we call it, oatmeal, with cinnamon. What do you put on yours? Love. Bloats me out, but God, I love it. With cinnamon, it's so warming. I might have that later because I didn't take any dinner for myself. Sometimes don't, like after the streams, I don't really like dinner for me. I cook it for Andrew. But for myself, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to bring a little bit more of that into these areas as well. And I'll work out how I want to do that part after. Okay, let me come up a bit so you can see on a full. This bit here might seem a bit too red. If I don't like the red, I can knock that back. Again, you can bring in like a lighter colour and you could just knock back a little bit the red. Literally just go over it very lightly. And you can take back some and then you can add a little bit of the dark on top. But can you see how that's going to go? It's going to go like a caramel. The good thing is I have a full tutorial on this already done for you from before, which is great. Okay, so I'm going to bring in brown ochre and this stuff. Hopefully it will look good by the end, but it'll look good once the skin and the background. Haha, background. I don't know if I'm doing the background, that's subjective at the moment. That's like up in the air, not sure yet. Okay, so we're going to bring in Vista and brown ochre. Ah, thank you. Oh, cinnamon's yum. Thank you, Vin. Cinnamon is so yummy. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a little bit of the brown ochres down here. I just wanted to show you on a bird's eye view. Do you need me to go in anymore? But you can kind of see what I'm doing, can't you? So with any areas that needs to have any, like, the white needs to be covered, obviously, that you're not going to have the white. If I can find my original version of what I've done, you'll be able to see it as like a comparison. I know I've got it in there somewhere. But yeah, watch, if you're going to follow this, watch the original video of it that we did quite a while ago now. It's a couple of years ago, but it's the most like in-depth, and I do the whole hair with that. Because I like to keep it, you know, moving rather than cover the same thing that I've already done, because this is really just a repeat of something I've already done. But at least I knew that I wanted an ombre hair. Oh, I can't have any of that, but yum, it sounds so good. I just have literally cinnamon. I can't have sugar or any of those highlight things, so I can have a bit of sweetener, but the natural sweeteners, like stevia, rather than the artificial stuff. Okay, so this is just bringing in some of the deeper tones to transition. And if you want to go for a lighter tone, I'd bring the cream in and just take out some of that white space. And you can even bring a tiny light coating of the ochre, like here. You could bring that light ochre in and just very lightly just put that in there, just to take out all that white space. And just keep going until you're happy with it. You know, this is your picture, so go by your eye. Go by what you like. So just very lightly, just super light, take out any white space. Okay. Then with the Vista, it's minimal, just enough to take out any of the dark grayscale lines, really. So she's giving you some, and also there's those parts where it kind of goes on the underneath. So we're going to do them. Let me find my original, guys. Bear with me. Do you want me to see the original? So it kind of like is these areas. Just small amounts. It's all those grayscale bits. Like that. So just small. Bear with me, because it's right beside me. Let me see if I've got it in that folder. Where did I put the folder? There it is. Okay, so the folder's right here. Whoops. So if I show you what it looks like on a whole, so just bear with me. Look at all these pencils and this mess. 2 seconds. Take this away a second. So I've got oh, I just love this. So I've got all my book inventories and colour combinations and swatch sheets and God knows what else in here. But I remember the hair series we did. I'm pretty sure I've got, hold on. I hope I kept it. Did I keep it? Please don't tell me I chucked it. Did I have it in here? Oh no. I don't know if I kept it. Ah, that would be a tragedy if I didn't. I bet it's somewhere else. Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, I can't find it. I mean, I had them. Remember I did them. That was a light blonde. That was like a black and it has the blue in it. But this is not the like full versions. Where did I put the full version? I don't know where they are. I don't know where I've put them. Oh, this has got everything and anything in it. So it's got like all my colouring book inventory. Yeah, I know I've got a problem. This is my colouring book inventory. So it starts there. It goes all the way through. I would keep it. I know I've got it somewhere, but I don't know where I put it. It goes to here, and I had 472 approximately. And I've got a couple more since then that I need to add in. I'm saying nothing. Oh my gosh, I don't know where it is. It's not in here. So that means it's in another book. I've kept it somewhere else. Never mind, I'll find it for another time, but the video's there anyway. I thought it was in there. Sorry, I was just wanting to have a look. Definitely not there. Nope. No. No. Okay, that's fine. I'll find it somewhere else. This is my supplies. So I've jotted down all my supplies there to there, and that's got like my pencil sets, my paints, just everything. I would have put it somewhere else. I'm gonna have to have a look for it, but I don't know where it is. But I've got a feeling if it's not here, it's got to be one other place. If not, it's, you know, I wouldn't have thrown it. I know I wouldn't have thrown it. But she's looking quite good. She's looking how, you know, how I'm sort of thinking she should be. I really want to darken that up though at the top, so I'm going to add more black. Not too much, but just a bit more. So that just needs to be a touch darker for me. just because that's literally my darkest point. Could be with your, yeah, I think I've put it in a folder where I had all my stuff for YouTube. I think it's in there. It's alright, I'll find it. Okay, so coming down to here, I might take or try to take out the very bottom of that when the page is completed, because we've still got to do the background. So if I go for the light ochre again, I will find it. That I'm going to be on a mission now. I'm just going to put that into these areas where I've just got cream. So here's just got the cream. So I'm going to mix between cream a second and that one. And I'm just going to put a little bit more of a lay down of this. So I'm just going to go a bit heavier. Still not like, I'm not burnishing. I'm just putting a little bit more down. We've still got to do her face and neck, so that's why I don't want to put any Posca pen on there just yet until it's all done. So you can't see that as much on your screen, but trust me, it's there. So there is a cream colour through there. We could substitute and bring the cream in from the other set, but you can do that if you've got Prismas. Okay, so I'm just going to bring the light ochre in. And that's going to sort of go over where the cream is, but it's in, you know, these dark, you've got light areas and then you've got the darks. So we're going into the darks of the light ochre. It's still like a blondie caramel colour. I might try and do a little bit on my birds page sitting on the sofa later. Just like start the orchids at least, because I've done my birds. Haven't been able to do anything on that the past few days. So we shall see. So Connie comes on in 50 minutes roughly. She's live streaming tonight, so if you want another lovely person to go and hang on out with, you've got Connie. And the links that I've put the links to channels, when, as I said, it's on a contact only basis. I'm not adding them in personally because people might see that's a bit of favoritism. So if you want to be on it, just let me know. I'm not like the master of streams. I haven't taken it upon myself to be that. I want some subs to have something, a resource, so they can find you, because it's a question we all get, is who's next, who streams, when do they stream, and I thought it'd be easier for people to say, here you go. Okay, so that's nice and light. She's okay. At night her eyes suffer, Becky, and she's finding this lockdown really hard because I can't see her still. But yeah, she's okay. We're still waiting on another appointment. Hey Lucy! Lucy, I've got to message you actually. That reminds me. Nothing bad. Something nice. It's regarding you and watercolouring. Okay, so I'm just adding a little bit more cream into that, and I'm just knocking back some of that colour. And adding a little bit more of the cream onto the end. So it just takes off, oops, that colour. Right, so let's work a little bit more on the transition here, and then we're good for today, because then I've pretty much covered dark, mid, into like a half tone, into the last. Kind of worked out that I've figured it out on all bits then. So we're going to go to these two. So we're going to go to, should we do cinnamon first? Gold, no, we'll go golden ochre first. Golden ochre, then cinnamon. So how are you finding all your watercolours? You've branched into watercolours, Lucy. So Lucy's another channel for you to check out if you're new to like finding channels. Lucy does uploads. And I looked at your recent videos and your hauls and your watercolours. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit more of a gold. But we're going to bring a bit of cinnamon in there as well. Ah, thank you. Yeah, me and Mum watch you, Lucy. Mum loves your channel. Okay, so we're just going to bring a little bit of that golden ochre. Then the cinnamon is going to be coming over here a little bit. So it's going to bring you just a touch more, but just again a small amount, because it will take away that, you know, where you're trying to make it lighter. So I'm just going to try and keep with that tone. But I think, yeah, it's alright. I was going to say, I think I might put it too far, but it's not. It's in the right place. Okay. So, sorry, I'm just in concentration zone. That's okay, Becky. I'm nearly done, honey. There we go. Alright, so kind of goes into that nice tone that I'm looking for. Don't want too much of this, because what ends up happening is you'll take away that yellow look, or like caramel look, and it's going to go a bit too red, which is not what I'm trying to do. So I'm going super light here. And how you can knock that back is if you bring in another brown, but more of a brown, so like an umber. Just slightly, just to just on those transitions, do you know the bit where you've got the little plaits, just so that you can knock back the orange, bring in the brown, and you still keep the caramel, because you're going to bring that sort of ochre tone back. There we go. Brainstorm. What can we do Saturday? So we've got Saturdays, usually our play days. What can we do? I find it hard to pre-plan at the moment. I'm just like go with the flow kind of thing at the moment. Okay. Should we start a mystic art, or do you want to do mystic art mirrors? Oh my gosh, of course I do. Why wouldn't I? We're all the same. We're all like in this together. Of course I watch. Oh my gosh. We're no different, Lucy. We're all the same. We're all here to support each other. That's so sweet. Yeah. That's looking okay, isn't it? It's going to the same colours that I was having, like I was originally thinking. Okay. So then your light ochre comes back. And then we'll repeat that. But if you want the full, if you want the full like tutorial that you can follow on this page, is fine. You can follow it on this page. It doesn't matter, because it's the same kind of thing. It's pinned at the top. Whoopsie, let's come up a bit. And it will be exactly the same tones. So the light ochre will come here. And it will also come into like these sections, and we'll just follow that down. But are you good now, Wilson, because you're doing this, bless you, are you going to do the ombre hair as well? Because the full tutorial is at the top, but we kind of get the gist of where we're going to go on how to you know, do the transition from dark to light. So all this will be very dark into the mid, into the light down here. The thing here, down here, I think we need to bring in the white. So if I bring in a white Posca, if I take out some of that white on the outside, black on the outside, and put it in with white, if I do the cream, you'll probably be able to see that a little bit more as well. But I can take out some of those black lines, but I don't want to do too many just yet. I'll just do a couple and show you. Because what I'll end up doing is going over where the skin needs to be. It could like mess my skin up. So I'll do that on the last stage once I've done my skin. Let me show you. So if I take out like some of these black lines like that, because they are quite heavy and we need this to be our lightest part, we take some of them out. You can come, when that's dry, you can go over that with some yellow. But I don't want to do it on this bit because I've got the skin to do, and you know when you hit it, it's gonna hinder. So I'm not going to do that till last, but we can take out some of it. So it's probably going to be the better option actually. Aww, you're so sweet, Lucy. Aww. That has touched my heart. I always say it, bless your hearts. Thank you, that means so much. Aww. Okay, that's probably how I'm going to fix that part, is just take out some of that dark and fix it with some light. So when that's done, you can just put a touch, and I mean like super light, let that completely dry, come in with your light ochre, and you know, like on the edge of your pencil, like you were gonna, you know, rub some texture, you can just go over that slightly and keep that really light, so rather than having all that dark when you need it super light. No, not at all. Not at all, you're so sweet. Okay, so that's how she's gonna look. So that's 2 hours, and I can't believe, mind you, I have managed to like figure it out, so that's one thing. So dark, mid to light, light. That's how it's going to go. Pinned at the top is the original post. In the description is literally all the links you need, and I'll put the bonus, like I said to you, it was a wild card, didn't I? Which was the brownish orange. So I need to add that into the description as well, but every single other pencil that we've used is underneath. In the comments of this stream, let me know what you'd like to see. Would you like to see a mystic art? Would you like to see something else? On Saturday, because Saturday is usually our play day, and we usually just, you know, do something fun. It doesn't matter. It's not so much a colour along on Saturday. Saturdays is just like a wild card day. We do everything. But let me know. Do you want to start something out of a book in particular? Is there a particular thing that we want to use? Just let me know in the description. Connie is on in 40 minutes time. Our lovely CB's Colouring and Crafts. Colouring without the U. But I've thoroughly enjoyed my 2 hours, as I always do. I look forward to them every single week without fail. But you all have a good day. Thank you for hanging out. Lucy, I'll message you. And everyone else, take care, keep safe, stay happy. Let me know in the comments what you would like on Saturday. I'll see you Saturday at 4 PM my usual time. Until then guys, see you then. See you in streams. Lots of love. Bye.